She was the crazy old lady. The town's punching bag. The one everyone wanted gone. They mocked her. They despised her. Led by their ruthless new CEO, they tried to take the only thing she had left. They thought she was a nobody. Well, they just made a billionaire mistake. What happens when the person you humiliate is the one who secretly signs your paycheck? Have you ever felt judged just by how you look? This story is about to challenge everything you thought you knew about power, respect, and the ultimate kindness test. This isn't just a drama. This is an emotional journey about a secret identity and a surprise so life-changing it will leave you breathless. We're following the quiet Doris Burton and the powerful CEO Chester Sherman, and the shocking truth that rewrites their entire reality. Brace yourselves, because the stakes couldn't be higher. When the truth is finally revealed, this entire town is facing either the ultimate redemption or the ultimate downfall. The massive plot twist behind who really owns the town is about to explode. We have to ask, do you believe in second chances? Comment justice below if you're already rooting for her. Hit like as a sign of respect for her quiet strength. Share this with someone who needs to see kindness win. And seriously, subscribe and hit the bell, because you cannot miss a second of this heart-touching story. It all started with a whisper, and it grew into a roar. The whole town, it seemed, had decided that Doris Burton was a problem. She was the crazy old lady, a title worn like a crown of thorns, bestowed by people who had forgotten their compassion. They didn't just disagree with her, they openly mocked her, turning her eccentricity into a spectator sport, a cruel municipal drama. Leading this charge, though perhaps not intentionally at first, was the new CEO, Chester Sherman. He was a man of cold steel and spreadsheets, and had arrived with a vision that didn't include shabby cottages or eccentric old women. His annoyance was public, and his disdain gave the town permission to be cruel. They were trying to evict her, and he was the engine pushing that train forward. Doris Burton, however, was a strange sort of target. When they mocked her, she didn't seem to notice, or perhaps she just didn't care. She was the focal point of a town-wide kindness test that everyone was spectacularly failing. Her refusal to be humiliated by their jeers only made them try harder. They saw her as a stain on their perfect, progressive town. Chester, in particular, found her presence grating. He was a man who believed he would soon own the town in all but name, a billionaire in spirit if not precise net worth. This old lady was a bug in his code, a single, frustrating data point that wouldn't fall in line. His plan for a new, gleaming corporate park started right where her messy little garden grew. The eviction notice was just the start. It was a legal move, but the town treated it like a party invitation. They gathered to watch the drama unfold, eager to see the crazy old lady finally get her due. This public shaming was more than just policy, it was entertainment. It was a heart-touching display, though in the most painful, heartbreaking way possible. Chester Sherman watched this circus with a detached amusement. He saw her as a relic, a stubborn ghost haunting the gears of progress. He didn't see the secret identity she kept hidden, nor the quiet power she held. To him, she was just an obstacle, and he was a man who always removed obstacles. His entire career was built on this ruthless efficiency. The town's cruelty was a dark, emotional tide. People she had known for years, people she'd seen grow up, now crossed the street to avoid her, or worse, joined the chorus of crazy old lady. It was a life-changing betrayal, watching an entire community turn on its most vulnerable member. This was the setup for a surprise they couldn't possibly imagine. We have to ask, because this is a tough one, what's the one word you would use to describe this town's behavior? Cruel. Unjust. Peer pressure. Drop that single word in the comments below. Let's see if we're all on the same page about this level of public shaming. This open mockery was the first act. Chester felt confident, the town felt justified, and Doris. Well, Doris just kept watering her plants. But this CEO was about to learn that his annoyance was the least of his problems. He wasn't just fighting an old lady, he was fighting a master of a game he didn't even know he was playing. This small problem was becoming a personal obsession for the CEO. He was a man who hated loose ends. The billionaire mindset is one of total control. And Doris Burton was the one, single part of his new kingdom that he could not control. This wasn't just business anymore. It was becoming personal, and his next move would reflect that. Let's be clear about Chester Sherman. He wasn't just a businessman, he was a shark, and the town was his new ocean. As the new CEO of the development firm, he was the definition of a ruthless executive. He saw people as personnel and homes as assets to be liquidated. His annoyance with Doris Burton was not personal. At first, she was simply a non-compliant asset. His plans for the town were sweeping. He envisioned glass towers, high-end retail, and a sterile, profitable new center. The eccentricity of Doris Burton was a direct threat to that. Her refusal to cooperate, her polite no's to his lawyers, were more than annoying. To him, they were declarations of war. This drama was one he intended to win, and win quickly. He couldn't understand her. Why wouldn't she take the money? Had offered a generous buyout, enough for any normal person to vanish. But she just stayed. Her refusal felt like a personal insult to his power. The man who was used to shaping skylines was being stonewalled by one old lady in a crumbling cottage. It was maddening and, frankly, a bit humiliating. Chester lived by a simple code: power and money. He didn't understand her currency. She didn't want what he was offering. This made her dangerous. His annoyance was escalating into a full-blown obsession. He would get her out. He couldn't let his first major project be derailed by this. This nobody. His reputation as a billionaire maker was on the line. The town, of course, was on his side. They wanted the jobs and the prestige he promised. They saw Doris as the crazy old lady who was holding their future hostage.
Chester's frustration was their frustration. He was the hero, she was the villain. This narrative was simple, clean, and completely wrong. It was a perfect setup for a shocking plot twist. Let's be honest for a second. This is a real dilemma moral. Chester believes he's working for the greater good of the town's economy, but he's steamrolling a human being. If you were in his exact shoes, would you push forward for progress or stop for the one? Be honest with yourself and comment progress or person below. This refusal to cooperate was the first hint of her secret identity. Not a new name, but a secret strength. She wasn't playing his game. She wasn't scared by the CEO or his threats. This kindness test he was failing so badly was also a test of his perception, and he couldn't see the surprise that was right in front of him. He saw her as a local pest. He had no idea that she, in fact, owns the town in a way he couldn't comprehend. His annoyance was a luxury he wouldn't be able to afford for much longer. He was a man of action, and this frustration was about to boil over into a direct and deeply miscalculated attack. He was about to find out what she was made of. There was something else, too, beneath the annoyance. A tiny seed of something was planted. Her quiet dignity, her refusal to break. It was frustrating, yes, but it was also intriguing. He was annoyed, but he was also hooked, and he was about to get his first real look at the mind he was up against. This emotional disconnect was the real issue. He simply could not process a variable like dignity. His world was binary profit or loss. She was a loss, and he, Chester Sherman, was a man who cut his losses. His annoyance had now solidified into a plan. He would stop asking and start taking. Here lies the central conflict, the drama that Chester Sherman simply couldn't compute. The world saw a crazy old lady. They saw shabby, torn clothes. They saw a woman mocked and humiliated daily. But they didn't see how she moved. Doris Burton moved with a quiet, unshakable dignity. It was the poise of a queen disguised as a pauper. This dignity was, to Chester, her most frustrating trait. He was a CEO who lived in a world of loud, clear signals, wealth, power, and influence. He only valued what he could see and measure. And this woman, she had nothing. Yet, she carried herself with more poise than the billionaire wives he met at galas. It made no sense. It was a shocking disconnect. Head, yell at her, she would be calm. His lawyers would threaten, she would be serene. Her shabby appearance was a perfect disguise, an undercover uniform. It was a kindness test for everyone she met. Will you see the rags, or will you see me? And Chester, like the town, only saw the rags. He couldn't see the secret identity it concealed. This contrast was the heart of the story. It wasn't just a love story yet, but it was a story about the conflict of values. Chester's world was crashing against hers. He had all the power, but she had all the poise. He couldn't break her. He couldn't even dent her. And for a man who breaks things for a living, this was profoundly unsettling. Her quiet dignity was her armor. When the town mocked her, the insult seemed to slide right off. She wasn't immune to the pain, but she refused to let their ugliness define her. This inner strength was a puzzle Chester couldn't solve. It was a life-changing variable in his perfectly calculated plans. This is a powerful, heart-touching moment, isn't it? Her dignity is literally her superpower, more powerful than all his money. Hit that like button right now. Don't just like the video. Hit like as a sign of pure respect for Doris' unshakable spirit. Let's show the algorithm that this is a kind of strength we admire. Chester's frustration was palpable. He was the man who was supposed to own the town. Yet, he couldn't even own a simple conversation with this woman. She was, in every way, his superior, and her shabby clothes just made that fact even more humiliating for him. He was the one who looked weak in their interactions. This quiet dignity was the first clue. It was the first breadcrumb in a trail that would lead to an earth-shattering surprise. He thought her appearance was her reality. He had no idea it was a choice. He was failing his test, and his frustration was pushing him to escalate. He was done trying to intimidate her spirit. He decided that if he couldn't break her, he would just break her home. He was a CEO, after all. He didn't need her permission to bring in a bulldozer. He would move from psychological warfare to a legal blitzkrieg. His first move have her small, beloved cottage condemned. This, he thought, would be the end of it. Her heart-touching calm in the face of his heartless power was the real source of his rage. He was a billionaire in the making, a titan of industry, and he was being silently defeated by an old lady with nothing but her own spirit. This emotional battle was one he was losing, so he decided to change the rules and make it a legal one. This was it. Chester Sherman was done playing. He marshaled his legal team, the best a billionaire's budget could buy. They descended on the town's code, looking for any loophole. They didn't find one, so they made one. They declared her small cottage condemned, citing a dozen minor infractions, from unsafe wiring to public blight. It was a brutal, ugly, and he thought final move. He was so confident. The ruthless CEO decided to deliver the papers himself, flanked by a town official. He wanted to see her face. He wanted to watch the crazy old lady finally break. The drama was high. The whole street was watching. This was a redemption he thought the town needed, cleansing itself of its problem. He handed her the thick stack of papers with a smug, condescending smile. "It's over, Doris. You have to leave. It's the law." He was expecting tears. He was expecting rage. He was expecting, at last, a crack in that infuriating dignity. He did not expect Doris Burton to calmly take the papers and read them right there on her porch. She read them not with fear, but with focus. Her finger traced a line. She looked up, her eyes clear and sharp. "Mr. Sherman," she said, her voice cutting through the silence, "this is all very impressive, but you've cited Municipal Code 7B, subsection 4. A surprise for everyone. She reads legal codes? You seem to have forgotten." She continued, "that 7B was rendered moot by the appellate court decision in Grimes versus the town of Millwood. 1984, your paperwork is invalid." She handed the stack back to him. "Have your lawyers check. And please, get off my porch. You're blocking the light." The silence was deafening. Chester Sherman was humiliated, publicly, by the crazy old lady had mocked. She hadn't just defeated him, she had schooled him. In his own language, the law. The CEO was left holding useless paper, his face a mask of shocking disbelief. The town's whispers turned from mockery to confusion. This was a plot twist no one saw coming. The woman they thought was senile had just quoted case law. This was the first terrifying glimpse of her secret identity. She wasn't just an old lady, she was something else. This life-changing moment shifted the entire power dynamic. Chester was furious. Okay, let's just pause and savor that. What's the one word you would use for Chester's face in that exact moment? I'm going with destroyed. What's yours? Drop that one-word emotional check-in in the comments right now. This is getting so good. Chester was humiliated, yes. But beneath the white-hot rage, a new, colder feeling was taking root. It was intrigue. This was no longer a simple eviction. This was a fight. He had underestimated his opponent. The crazy old lady was smart. And for Chester Sherman, that made the game all the more dangerous and all the more necessary to win. He retreated, his face a mass of thunder. This emotional defeat was far worse than any failed business deal. He hadn't just lost a round, had been humiliated by the person he had least respected. This plot twist didn't make him want to quit. It made him want to change his strategy. He had to figure out who she was. The town hall was packed. After his public legal failure, Chester Sherman had doubled down. He called a public meeting to discuss the future. But everyone knew it was about the old lady. This was his stage, his arena. He was the CEO, and he was here to reestablish his dominance. He was going to use the crowd to mock her into submission. He presented his gleaming architectural models, his charts, his promises of a billionaire-backed future. Then he pointed to Doris Burton, sitting quietly in the front row. His tone was poison, dripping with condescension. Mrs. Burton, he said, we are all trying to move forward. We are discussing complex economic concepts. He leaned into the microphone. I need to ask, do you understand simple English? The room filled with a few cruel chuckles and a lot of uncomfortable silence. It was a brutal, humiliating question. He was painting her as a senile fool, an object. This was the pinnacle of his arrogance. He was practically daring her to respond. Doris stood. She didn't look angry. She looked sad for him. She walked to the small podium, and the room held its breath. This was a life-changing moment, a drama playing out in real time. She looked not at Chester, but at the town. I understand English, Mr. Sherman, she said, her voice clear and strong. I also understand mathematics. You only know how to add. The room was confused. You want to add buildings, add revenue, but you don't know how to value what's already here. You asked if I understand, she continued, her voice rising with emotional power, but you don't understand. You think a town's foundation is concrete. It's not. It's compassion. It's memory. She looked right at him. Your progress is just a void. You're building a beautiful, empty house. But we are a home. The room was silent. You could hear a pin drop. She didn't just answer him, she eviscerated his entire philosophy. It was a profound, heart-touching insight that struck the core of the community. The crazy old lady had just become the town's conscience. It was a shocking plot twist. Chester was stunned, truly speechless. This was no simpleton. This woman was a philosopher, a warrior. This surprise was more than an inconvenience, it was a revelation. This wasn't a kindness test anymore. It was a full-blown intellectual war. He was intrigued. He was deeply intrigued. Who was this woman? The game had just changed. He thought he was playing checkers with a child. He just found out he was in a chess match with a grandmaster. His next move wouldn't be public. It would be a test of her character. Back in his office, he couldn't shake her words. You're building a beautiful, empty house. It stung. He, the CEO, had been intellectually undressed by the old lady head mocked. He told himself she was just clever. She wasn't stupid, so she must be greedy. That was it. Head test that theory. Chester Sherman was now officially intrigued and deeply rattled. The crazy old lady was articulate, legally savvy, and philosophically profound. He was a CEO. He believed everyone had a price. He just hadn't found hers yet. So He decided to run a test. Not a public one, but a private, secret identity-style kindness test. He didn't go himself. He was too humiliated after the town hall. Instead, he sent his top lawyer, slick, silver-tongued man who specialized in problems. The lawyer found Doris Burton in her garden, and his approach was all feigned sympathy. No threats, just help. Mr. Sherman was. Moved by your words, the lawyer lied smoothly. He didn't realize your situation. He understands you're struggling. He presented a crisp white envelope. He'd like to offer this gift to help you relocate. A new start. $10,000. It was a life-changing sum for someone in her apparent position. He was testing her. Was her dignity just a negotiation tactic? Was her profound insight just a prelude to a payday? The lawyer was sure she'd take it. 10 grand for a crazy old lady? It was a slam dunk. Doris Burton looked at the check, then at the lawyer. She simply nodded and took the envelope. The lawyer reported back to Chester, "See? She took it. Everyone has a price. Shall be gone by morning." Chester felt a shocking wave of disappointment. Had almost hoped she'd refuse. But a win was a win. The drama was finally over. He had won. But the next day, the town was buzzing. Not about Doris leaving, but about the local orphanage. The orphanage, which had been days from closing its doors, had just received an anonymous donation, a cashier's check, for exactly $10,000. The local paper called it a miracle. This was the plot twist Chester never saw coming. He was stunned. She didn't just refuse the money. She didn't just burn it. She took his bribe, his test, and she laundered it into grace. She turned his dirty money into a heart-touching act of pure integrity. This is a pivotal moment. She was poor, mocked, and desperate. That $10,000 could have been her new life. Be honest, and let's make this a real dilemma moral. If you were in her exact position, what would you really have done? Comment, keep, or donate below. No judgment, just honesty. Chester was speechless. This wasn't a move in his playbook. This woman was magnificent. This act of quiet, profound integrity, the surprise gesture. It did something no business deal ever could. It broke through his cold, CEO exterior, and it moved him deeply. This act was the first real crack in his billionaire armor. He had used money as a weapon, and she had turned it into a shield for others. This life-changing move wasn't about the money, it was about the message. She was showing him a different way to own the town, not with wealth, but with character. When Chester Sherman heard the news about the orphanage, he didn't get angry. He didn't yell. He just sat in his high-rise office, overlooking the town he was trying to conquer. He felt a shocking feeling awe. The old lady had outplayed him at every turn. But this was different. This wasn't a move. This was character. He was deeply, profoundly moved. This went beyond intrigue. It was a heart-touching jolt to his soul. He had judged her. He had mocked her. He had valued her at $10,000. And she had proven in one silent, graceful act that she was priceless. This was a life-changing revelation for a man who priced everything. He began to question his entire world. The CEO penthouse, the billionaire deals, the ruthless progress he preached. It all suddenly felt hollow, cheap. His entire life was built on taking, on leveraging, on winning. Doris Burton's life was built on giving, even when she had nothing. His own harsh judgments came flooding back. He saw his own face condescending at the town hall. He heard his own voice, authorizing condemnation. He had been so sure of his own superiority. Now he felt small, humiliated not by her, but by his own reflection. This is the moment the drama shifts. It stops being a story about eviction and starts becoming a story about redemption. Chester doesn't know it yet, but his cold, logical world is cracking. He's seeing, for the first time, that his values are worthless. This is the real kindness test. Not the one he gave her, but the one she was giving him. And he was just starting to understand the questions. He thought about his success, his power. It had brought him. What This old lady with nothing had more power in her little finger than he had in his entire corporation. This wasn't a love story or a romance. Not yet, but it was a beginning of something. A deep, abiding respect. A fascination. He was starting to see the secret identity she held, not of her name, but of her spirit. He was the man who was supposed to own the town, but he was realizing he didn't even own himself. He's questioning everything. His world, his purpose, his soul. This is the emotional core of the story. Have you ever had a moment like this? A Doris moment, where one act of kindness made you rethink everything. Just comment yes or no. It's a powerful feeling. This new, reflective Chester was vulnerable. He was questioning his own harshness. But his old world wasn't done with him. A jealous local official, a man who still worshipped the old Chester, had been watching, and he decided to help his CEO hero in the cruelest way possible. This kindness test was becoming a mirror, and Chester Sherman did not like the ruthless CEO he saw looking back at him. He was a man who had mocked the one person in town who had any integrity. This emotional realization was uncomfortable, and it was just the beginning. Enter the story's true villain, a jealous local official. Let's call him Councilman Snide. Snide was a small man who desperately wanted to be a big one. He idolized Chester Sherman. Head watched Chester mock the old lady, and he saw Chester's test as a green light. He wanted to win his CEO's favor, to show he was ruthless. 2. The scene, the town diner. Lunch rush. It's packed. Doris Burton is in a corner booth, quietly having a cup of tea. Snide walks in, spots her, and sees a chance. He's playing to crowd, to the drama. He walks over. Well, if it isn't the town's philosopher, still squatting in that dump? Doris just ignores him, looking out the window. This makes Snide furious. He needs to humiliate her. Maybe you're deaf, crazy old lady. He accidentally trips, knocking his entire tray of food and drink all over her. Ketchup, soda. It's a degrading, awful mess. The diner goes quiet. And who just walked in for coffee? Chester Sherman. He sees it. The whole ugly public humiliation. And the old Chester, the ruthless CEO, would have smirked. He would have approved. He would have seen it as efficient. But this is the new Chester. The man who's been questioning his own soul. And something inside him snaps. Before he even knows what he's doing, he's moving. He strides over, his voice like ice. Snide, clean it up. Snide is shocked. Mr. Sherman, you were just making a fool of yourself. Chester cuts him off. He takes his own clean napkin, bends down, and starts to help Doris clean the mess off her coat. The entire diner is in shocking silence. The CEO is defending her. It's a life-changing plot twist. Chester helps Doris to her feet. He glares at Snide. Get out, and if you ever touch her again, you'll be dealing with me. He, Chester Sherman, just defended the crazy old lady. It was his first real act of redemption. This is the moment, right? This is a turning point. Hit that like button right now if you believe this is the instant Chester's redemption arc truly begins. Show some love for this heart-touching change of heart. Chester is as stunned by his own actions as everyone else. He just acted. He feels good. But Snide is not just embarrassed. He is furious. He was publicly humiliated by his hero in front of her. All his jealous rage now has a new target. Snide's small mind just couldn't process this. Chester's defense of the old lady wasn't redemption to him, it was betrayal. This emotional flip of the script was too much. His idol had defended the town's problem. And if Chester wouldn't be the villain, Snide would. This is the gancho de reengagement, the falsa de rota. Snide is consumed by a vengeful fury. He was humiliated by Chester Sherman, the very CEO he was trying to impress. His small, petty world has been shattered. He's not just jealous anymore, he's a man on a mission. He's going to destroy the person who caused his humiliation, Doris Burton. He doesn't sleep. He tears through the town's archives, ignoring the bylaws Doris knew. He goes deeper. He pores over dusty, forgotten county ledgers, obsessed. He's not just looking for a loophole. He's looking for a nuke. And in the dark, musty basement of the courthouse, he finds it. It's a final legal weapon. An ancient, ironclad easement law from the 1890s. A right-of-way for a long-forgotten railroad spur that was never built. But the easement was never retired, and it cuts directly through her property. It bypasses all the modern amendments. It's a legal atom bomb. He doesn't call Chester. He doesn't warn anyone. He goes straight to a judge, gets the writ signed. He brings the sheriff. This isn't a notice this time. It's a final 24-hour writ of eviction. This is it. The drama has reached its breaking point. All seems lost. They serve Doris Burton at dawn. The entire town watches as the sheriff nails the bright red, shocking notice to her door. She has 24 hours to vacate. This time, it's legal. It's final. The crazy old lady is finally, truly lost. The mood in the town is heavy. The people who mocked her, the ones who laughed with snide, they're not laughing now. This feels wrong, but it's legal. The kindness test is over, and the entire town has failed. Snide stands there, smirking, the petty tyrant who finally won. This is a low point, the absolute valley of despair. Our hero is defeated. The villain is triumphant. It's an emotional gut punch. We, the audience, feel this. All hope is gone. There is no redemption. There is no surprise left. It's just over. This is devastating. It just feels hopeless. What's your honest, one-word reaction to seeing that final notice? Rage? Defeat? Heartbreak? Put that feeling in the comments. I need to know I'm not alone in this. The clock is ticking. The town gathers, a somber, guilty audience, as the 24 hours begin to wane. They watch the cottage, waiting for the inevitable. And Doris Burton, the woman of unshakable dignity, finally, appears to be defeated. This plot twist is so cruel because it's legal. It's not a mistake. It's a relic of the law, a ghost in the past, rising up to claim the town's kindest soul. This life-changing moment feels like the end of the story, but it's just the end of the act. The 24 hours are almost up. The entire town is watching. This isn't a drama anymore, it's a funeral. Doris Burton appears defeated. The unshakable dignity is still there, but it's shrouded in profound emotional sadness. She emerges from the cottage, not with legal brief, but with a small, worn-out suitcase. She's packing just a few belongings, a picture frame, a worn book. The town watches, a heavy, guilty silence hanging over them. The people who had mocked her, the ones who had called her crazy, they now stand in mute witness to this tragedy. This heart-touching moment is almost too much to bear. Chester Sherman arrives, his car skidding to a halt. He's been in frantic, closed-door meetings, his own lawyers confirming the worst. The 1890s easement is ironclad. He, the ruthless CEO, the man who could buy and sell the entire street, is utterly and completely powerless. He sees her packing. He sees the suitcase, and his heart just breaks. It's a shocking, hollow feeling. He's not the CEO right now. He's just a man. He's heartbroken not because his problem is finally leaving, but because Doris is. He's heartbroken because he set these wheels in motion, this kindness test. He had failed it so badly. He had started this fire, and now the one person had come to respect, admire. The one person he cared about was being consumed by it. He stands there, humiliated by his own powerlessness. He wants to scream. He wants to stop it. But he can't. Doris gives one last look at her small cottage, the home she had protected. A single tear rolls down her cheek. It's not a sob, but a quiet, dignified tear lost out in that one tear. There's a life-changing gut punch to Chester Sherman. She zips the suitcase as she starts to walk down the path away from her home, her head held high even in defeat. The town watches her go. Snide is nowhere to be seen, probably celebrate his victory. This is it that all seems lost. She's gone. This is the rock bottom. The false defeat is complete. The single old lady walking away from her life. As the powerful CEO watches, heartbroken and useless. What a terrible, awful plot twist, but as she disappears down the road, as Chester watches her go, believing she's gone forever. That heartbreak isn't the end, it's a catalyst, it's a snap. He's not just heartbroken, he's realized something profound. This image, the old lady walking away, is the emotional turning point. He's powerless. Yes, but that powerlessness is the only thing that could have broken his billionaire ego. He is finally, completely open to the redemption that is to come. He just stands there, powerless, humiliated, heartbroken. He watches the empty road where Doris Burton disappeared. She's gone. Forever, the finality of a crash is over him. The drama is over. He won. The old lady is gone. His project can move forward. His success is assured. And in that moment of victory, a shocking realization hits him. He doesn't feel relief. He doesn't feel success that he feels. That nothing, it's worthless, his entire career, his billionaire ambition, his gleaming towers. It's all just worthless. Without her, he realizes, in that life-changing instant, that he's fallen in love, that not a simple romance, not a physical desire. He has fallen in love with her spirit, her integrity, her dignity, her profound, unshakable soul. This is true love, and it's unlike anything the Ruthless has ever felt. This is the ultimate plot twist for his heart. He, Chester Sherman, is in love with the crazy old lady. He tried to evict the woman. He mocked the woman he tested. He didn't just respect her, he loved her. And he just let her walk away. His phone buzzes out a text from his board. A $50 million deal just closed. That success. He looks at the word on his screen and wants to throw the phone into a river. It's all just. Ash, what good is owning the world if you let the only thing that matters walk away? This is his true redemption. The old Chester is dead, right here on the sidewalk. He doesn't care about the town. He doesn't care about the board. He doesn't care about the money. He just cares about her. This emotional, heart-touching realization is complete. He has to find her. He has to tell her. He doesn't know what else to say. I'm sorry. I love you. I was a fool. All of it. He's not a seal anymore. He's just a man. A man who has finally, that failed his kindness test so badly that he become a new person. This is a powerful, powerful shift. Have you ever had a moment like that? Not necessarily romance, but a moment where you realize that all your success was completely empty, just a simple yes or no in the comments. That a feeling that changes you. He's not powerless, he's heartbroken, but he's not defeated. He's energized. He has a new mission. He runs back to his car, his mind racing. He's not a CEO, he's a man on a mission that he's going. To find her, he's going to use all his resources. And he starts with her named. This wasn't just a love story, it was an awakening. The billionaire mindset was a cage, and he was finally free. His success meant nothing, his redemption meant everything, and that redemption had a name, Doris Burton. He had to find her. Chester Sherman is a man possessed. He's back in his CEO office, but not as a CEO. He's a man driven by a heart-touching purpose. He's using all his billionaire-level resources, not to destroy Doris Burton, but to find her. He barks at his assistant, check bus stations, train stations, airports. I want her found. He starts with her name, Doris Burton. He runs a background check. Nothing. Credit check. Nothing. That it's like she doesn't exist. How can she not exist? He roars. This old lady is a ghost. This just deepens the mystery. I can't find anything, sir, his assistant says, terrified. It's like she's undercover. No social security, no bank accounts. Nothing. Chester is frustrated. Then dig deeper. Check historical records. Town charters. Anything. Who is this woman? His assistant's eyes go wide. Sir, wait. Doris Burton. You don't think. The assistant runs to a different database, the town's historical archives, the original charter, the founding documents and there it is, the shocking, life-changing surprise that the town was founded in 1923. It was incorporated by a wealthy, philanthropic family, the original benefactor, the one who gifted the land for the orphanage, the park. The entire town. The name of the mysterious, long-lost founder. That is Doris Burton. That Chester's blood runs cold. It's not a similar name. It is her name, the crazy old lady. That the one he mocked and humiliated. That is the town's matriarch, The secret identity is so much bigger, so much more profound than you could have ever imagined. Might have jawed. Is that on the dot floor? The founder. What was your exact reaction when you read that? One word, Ilstar Holy. You put yours in the chat right now. This is the ultimate plot twist. He's been trying to evict a woman who literally owns a town. The drama, the irony. He doesn't have time to process this. He looks at his watch. Snide is at the town hall right now, finalizing the legal seizure of the property. Gloating. Chester is her employee, and he's about to crash a meeting. This is a shocking moment. The secret identity is revealed. He's been playing a game of checkers with the billionaire queen of the whole board. The old lady isn't just a part of the town. She is the town. And he, the CEO, is just a guest. Chester Sherman doesn't wait for the elevator. He's sprinting down the stairs, a CEO in a panic. He's not just humiliated anymore, he's mortified. He's been trying to evict his boss. The old lady he's fallen in love with. Is the billionaire founder the whole operation? The secret identity reveal is shocking. He bursts out onto the street, his mind racing. He's not just her employee. He's the man who tried to condemn her house. He's the man who let her be mocked. This is bad. But he's not thinking about his career. He's thinking about her. He races back to the town hall. Snide is at the podium, basking in the glory of his victory. He's relishing the drama, finalizing the seizure of the property. And so, Snide smirks by the power vested in me by the county. That blight is finally. Stop. Chester yells, bursting through the doors. The room goes silent. Snide's face turns from triumph to fury. Sherman, what is this? Your victory lap? Chester is out of breath, his mind racing. He doesn't know Doris' plan. He doesn't know where she really is. All he knows is that he has to stop this. He's ready to sacrifice everything. His career, his reputation. He's ready to confess. You can't do this, Snide. Chester pants, walking to the podium. This is wrong. It's law, Sherman. You know this. Snide sneers. You can't stop it. I can. Chester says, his voice quiet but firm. This is his moment, his redemption. He's ready to fall on his sword. I won't let you. He's ready to lose his job, his future, all of it. For her, for Doris Burton. This is his final kindness test. He's about to confess his own illegal pressures, his own test. Anything to invalidate the proceedings. He's ready to sacrifice his entire career to stop this eviction, not knowing she is the town. This is it. He's willing to lose everything for true love. This is the emotional climax. What a man he's become. He's about to speak. But just as he's about to commit career suicide, a new voice cuts through the tension. It's calm. It's clear. It's powerful. That's very noble of you, Mr. Sherman. But unnecessary. He turns. And there she is. He freezes. The drama in the room just hit a level he couldn't comprehend. It's Doris Burton. But it's not. The crazy old lady is gone. The defeated, packing, tear-stained woman is gone. In her place stands a queen. She's wearing a custom-tailored navy blue power suit that probably cost more than his car. Her hair, once a messy gray bun, is styled in an elegant, powerful coif. She's not crazy. She's commanding, and she's not alone. She is surrounded, flanked, by a team of the sharpest, most expensive-looking lawyers Chester Sherman has ever seen. They look like sharks, and they look hungry. Snide, small-town lawyer looks like he's about to be sick. Chester's mind is reeling. This is the real plot twist. The packing, the tears, the suitcase. It was all a show, a test, the ultimate undercover operation. The crazy old lady look. It was a disguise, a secret identity. It was all a kindness test, and had been in the middle of it. This shocking transformation, the surprise, is total. Snide's face has gone from triumph to terror. He's white as a sheet. The townspeople, the ones who mocked her, they're speechless. They humiliated this woman. They threw food on this woman. And now, this woman is standing here, looking like she owns a town. Because, as Chester Sherman just realized, she does. The power suit. This is a reveal we've been waiting for. What's the one word that describes this life-changing transformation? Queen? Boss? Vengeance? I need to know what you're feeling. Put it in the comments. Doris nods to her lead lawyer. She looks at a shell-shocked Chester Sherman, and she smiles. A small, knowing, heart-touching smile. Then she calmly walks to the podium, gently takes the microphone from Snide's limp hand, and prepares to speak. This is the ultimate billionaire power move. Not a display of wealth, but a display of truth. She was undercover all this time, and the surprise is that she was hiding in plain sight. The old lady they mocked was the one person they should have revered. "Good morning," Doris Burton says. Her voice is the same calm, clear, but now it carries an echo of power. The entire room leans in, breathless. The drama is at its absolute peak. For the past 6 months, she begins, "I've been observing. I came back to the town my family founded to see what had become of it. I wanted to see if the spirit of compassion my grandfather built it on was still here. So I went undercover," she says, her eyes sweeping the room. "I lived in my own family's original cottage. It was a kindness test to see who the people of this town and its new leadership really were." She looks at Snide, who looks like he's about to faint. "You failed spectacularly." She looks at the townspeople, the ones who mocked her. "Most of you, I'm sad to say, you failed." The humiliated feeling in the room is now on their faces. Then the final shocking reveal. The Doris Burton Trust, which my grandfather established, isn't just a historical footnote. It remains a majority shareholder of the town's incorporated assets, which means I own the town. The gasp in the room is audible. She's not just a founder. She's the owner, the billionaire in rags. The crazy old lady is the one who signs all the checks. And then she turns to Chester Sherman. His world has just imploded and been rebuilt in the span of 10 seconds. The Burton Trust, she says gently, also holds a controlling interest in Progressive Development Corporation that hired you, Mr. Sherman, which makes me your boss. She is his boss. The ultimate plot twist. The CEO has been trying to evict his own employer. Hit that like button right now. Not for me, not for the video. Hit like as a sign of absolute respect for the Queen. This is the most life-changing reveal ever. Chester is speechless. He's humiliated, but in a new, profound way. He's awestruck. He's terrified. And he's in love. Doris isn't finished. She has one last piece of business. And then she has to deal with her new, very complicated, very emotional employee. The secret identity is out. The old lady was a billionaire, and this kindness test was her final exam for the entire town. This emotional surprise is the climax of the entire story. Now comes the judgment, the first act of the new old boss. Doris Burton looks at the pale, trembling Snide. "Mr. Snide," she says, her voice suddenly cold. "Your cruelty, your pettiness, and your complete lack of compassion have no place in my town. You are fired, effective immediately. Security will escort you out. Justice. It's swift and it's oh so sweet." Snide is dragged out and the town exhales. This is a redemption they all needed to see. The drama is over. Almost. Now the big question. The entire room is silent. Doris turns to Chester Sherman. He's not a CEO. He's just Chester. He's been humiliated. He's been shocked. His heart is breaking in full all at once. He steps forward. He doesn't beg for his job. He doesn't make excuses. He just begs. "Doris, Mrs. Burton," he stammers. I am so sorry for everything. I was blind. I was arrogant. I was cruel. I failed. And He can't even finish. He's humbly, tearfully, begging for her forgiveness. Doris looks at him. A long, emotional, heart-touching moment. This was the real kindness test. The whole town was a test. But he was the final exam. And in the end, when it mattered, he was willing to sacrifice everything for her. Head past. She smiles. A real warm, life-changing smile. "I forgive you, Chester." She grants it. The redemption is complete. But she says, "Your old job as ruthless CEO is gone." Chester nods, expecting it. "I'm offering you a new one." She extends her hand. A new partnership. One based not on power, but on kindness. Not on profit, but on true love. This is a love story. The romance of two worlds colliding. The billionaire in rags and the CEO who found his heart. He takes her hand. They stood there. The old lady who owns the town and the man who learned from her. Their surprise journey from drama to true love was complete. But the story's real message, the one about what we value, that's what stays with you long after the credits roll. What a story. It just proves that you never know the true worth of a person just by looking at their clothes. This was a kindness test for an entire town. And the shocking plot twist was that the crazy old lady was a billionaire who owns the town. And she was looking for a single spark of compassion. If you also believe that kindness is a superpower, that dignity is more valuable than money, and that true love can spark a life-changing redemption, then you found your place. This is what our community is all about. Subscribe and join our family of story lovers. Now for the trifecta. Help this heart-touching story reach others. Like this video to spread the message that true power is kindness. Comment with your favorite emotional surprise. Was it the 10K donation or the power suit reveal? Share this video with one person who needs to be reminded that everyone has a secret identity worth respecting. And while you wait for our next story, please know that our channel is a treasure chest of emotional journeys just like this one. Explore our older videos. Binge watch our playlist. Discover the other love story and drama videos you've missed. To make sure you never miss the incredible stories we have coming, hit that bell icon and turn on all notifications. You won't want to be left out of the next amazing plot twist. We can't wait to see you in the next one.